trouble in my way. Since we celebrate, let's celebrate. I have to cry sometimes. So much trouble. Come on, y'all help me go. I have to cry. I lay awake at night. But that's alright. 'Cause I know Jesus. Come on, put those hands together. After a while, let's trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. So much trouble. Anybody remember that? I have to cry sometimes. I lay awake at night. I lay awake at night. Have you ever laid awake at night? But that's alright. Because I know Jesus. After a while, well, I stepped in the furnace. Come on. A long time ago. Shadrach and Meshach. That's old school. And Abednego. Well, they wasn't worried. I said that they wasn't worried. I said that they wasn't worried. For this I know. They knew that Jesus, after a while, well, one of these mornings, and it won't be long. You're gonna look round for sure that I'll be gone. I'm going up to glory, gonna sing and shout. Won't be nobody there to put me out. I'm gonna chat with the Father and talk with the Son. I'm gonna tell him about the world that I just came from. And if you don't believe that I've been redeemed, just follow me on down by the Jordan stream. Well, I stepped in the water. I stepped in the water. I stepped in the water. The water was cold. It chilled my body, but not my soul. And I know my robe is gonna fit me well, 'cause I tried it on at the gates of hell. And meet me, Jesus, in the middle of the air. 'Cause if my wings shall fail me, I'll need another pair. Jesus will fix it. Come on, y'all.
I absolutely love listening to Pastor Reginald Sharp Jr. I think he is an amazing singer, just an amazing person all around. He is a good guy. Anywho, let's get started today on this out Married to Medicine season 12, episode number 1. This is one of my favorite reality shows. Probably be at the very top. So we're going to dive right in because I am, believe it or not, this has been a typical Monday. I am exhausted. We've been doing some things around the house, so I got to do some moving around, moving and shaking, hanging and folding and vacuuming when I get off this line, because me and my husband have done some stuff in our bedroom tonight. So I've got to figure out what we're going to do with a TV and a TV stand. So I got to get off here and get busy. Hey, Symmetry. Hey, Living for Me. Thanks for joining tonight. Anywho, let's go ahead with some pleasantries. Please like, share, and subscribe to this page. Please share it to your page. I'm trying to build my numbers up and get on over into that 1,000. You said you need my address. I got you. Were you talking to me? Was for somebody else? We'll see. Fair use disclaimer. Some material in this video is used under U.S. copyright fair use section 107 for purposes such as commentary, criticism, news reporting, and education. Today, I'm going to give you some commentary and a little bit of criticism because, yeah, they know they acted up on this show. I have my little tinker going at the bottom. Remember, all views expressed in this live are alleged, in my opinion, and they are only for entertainment purposes. We're just over here to have a good time. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all. So these are the ladies. I did an AI generated video, picture of them, but for the most part, you might be able to figure out who they are because they all look different. I think out of all of them, the only one that really looks like she's supposed to look is probably Dr. Jackie. Oh, you need to send that to. Okay, all right. Girl, I don't know how I'm gonna get it all the way to you from here, but yeah, because I didn't, you do stuff, you have it in your mind, and then once it happens, you're like, dog, I don't feel like moving all that. So luckily, my husband's tall and he's strong, so he can move stuff around. But I had to clean it off so he can move it, take all the stuff off of it, rather. So let's get started on Married to Medicine. Hey, that's me, AD. Thanks for joining. So, Married to Medicine this season, we have two new ladies. One named Angela Love Davis. She's an RN and an entrepreneur. She joined the season. Angela is coming through, let's say quad. She's coming through that quad group because she hangs with quad. Brandi Milton is a friend of Dr. Simone. She is a nurse practitioner and an owner of a med spa, of a Buckhead med spa, specializing in medical aesthetics. So she does, Botox, the cute fillers or whatever. And that's Brandi Milton. She's married to a gentleman. I think her husband's name is Charmaine, Charmin. And then the other young lady's name is Angel Love Davis, and she's single. But I believe she's coming through quad. So, Symmetry says she used to be on backup. Which one, Symmetry? Was it Brandi or was it Angel? Which one was it? Because I was like, one of them looks very familiar. And there was Angel. Angel looks very familiar, but Angel's been on Married to Medicine before. Okay, so it's Angel. Okay. Yeah, she looks very familiar, but she's appeared on Married to Medicines before in the past. So that's why I thought maybe she looked familiar. But the fact she was on Basketball Wives makes it even more. Now I got to go look at her again. I have it on my TV up here so I can see it. Y'all, I had to give me a bigger TV for my bedroom. I guess as you age, I was like, I can't see this TV. I be squinting, so I have to get my glasses on so I can see TV. So, child, we got a big TV now. And I can take my glasses off and really watch TV because I like to, in bed, we got the bed that raises up. I want to do all the relaxing things without having to be uncomfortable. Yeah, that's how it was. I thought she looked familiar, but now we know where she's familiar from. So let's get on into the show, y'all. My notes are probably all over the place because I was kind of, throwing stuff out in the air. There was so much going on in this episode, but the episode was good. I will say it was produced very well. The name of this episode was called Cocktails and Polos, which I think it was perfectly named. I think that was a great name for it. I'm glad they're branching out with the medical profession. I am too. I'm glad they're bringing in nurses and just not doctors. Because when you talk about medicine is such it's a broad spectrum. You have you have pharmacists, doctors of pharmacy, you have dietitians, all these people work in medicine, nutritionists, you have nurse practitioners, nurses, you have, medicine is just a broad name for people who work in it. So when you start talking about Married to Med, and that was my argument when people kept saying, "Oh, Quad was Married to Medicine." Guess what? Quad was a pharmaceutical representative that actually is medicine. She has a degree in biology. That's her bachelor's degree, and you can't get any more closer to medicine than biology because science is medicine, whether y'all like it or not. That's just it. So she actually is medicine, just like. Although her husband was a physician or a psychiatrist, a physician as well. But she also has a degree in science. In science is medicine. There's just no getting around it. So I'm glad to see them opening up people's palate to what is medicine in the medical profession. So the episode starts with the highlight of what is going to come this season. It looks like the season's going to be pretty spicy. There was, oh my gosh, Heavenly and Toya and Quad and Simone and Toya and Simone. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be pretty good. Also, looks like Angel and Brandi, or Angel's gonna come in and baby look like she look like she not gonna sit there and just let them ladies talk crazy to her, which I love. I love someone who comes in can hold their own. So I think we have a lot to look forward. So scene one, Dr. Simone is in her office with a couple, and they're talking about menopause, which we all should be probably at a certain age discussing menopause and preparing the next generation to look forward to what menopause will look like as we age. And then we see Toya and her son Ashton. Looks like he's learning to drive. I believe he is either 15 to turn 16, because I believe his birthday's around January. Toya asked him why he has such a heavy foot, and he's like, I know you're not talking. He said she drives 100 miles per hour, and she's like, oh, she starts saying, no, I don't. And he was like, I have a picture in my phone, in my camera of you doing my camera roll of you driving 100 miles per hour. Then it pans over to Dr. Contessa. She's arriving home after work, and her oldest daughter gets up to greet her. And I look at these girls, I'm like, oh my God, Lauren was a young girl when this show first started, and Layla was itty bitty. Lauren is now 16 and Layla's 10, but they are beautiful young ladies. They look like, very mature looking young ladies, beautiful girls. And yeah, Dr. Scott is there too. Yeah, he's not my favorite, but Dr. Scott was there and he greeted them. They were babies when she came on the show, and now these young ladies are really growing up. Same way with Toya's children. They were very young when she came on, and they're teenagers now. Quad goes over to Quad. She's at her house having a little get together at her pool. You said say his name. Girl, Scott. Ooh, girl. Anywho, Toya said Quad's having friends over at her house. They're discussing her birthday party and you know, stuff for the TV. They're discussing things for the TV, making it look really important. They discussed the fact that, oh yeah, excuse me. I promise y'all are not boring. I'm sleepy. I'm tired. I've been up since 5 this morning. I am exhausted. They were discussing about Simone not being at the party, the circumstances surrounding it. Then King, they show Quad going in the house, and King's in there, and I put in my notes, King is still on the show. Quad says she and King are still living in separate homes. And then this is our introduction into Angel to this show. Angel is a registered nurse. The group asked who all came to the party, and in their little circle around the pool, and they said everybody came except for Dr. Simone and Cecil. And Simone, it pans over to Simone and Jackie. When I say production did very well with keeping the storyline moving, because as the storyline is moving, it's really intertwining with each storyline. You said King is nice. He is a very nice looking man. He's very shapely. He is built very nice. So yeah, I'm with you on that one. So we pan over to Simone. Her and Dr. Jackie are meeting for lunch. Like they're at like either hospital cafeteria. I'm not sure. They exchange pleasantries. Jackie asked Simone if she had spoken to Quad after they talked a little bit. And Simone said she was disappointed in her behavior after she returned home from the reunion. And but I put in my notes, but as we all know, Simone will never change, because I'm trying to figure out if you are so disappointed in your, I don't know why I keep yawning. Oh Lord. Just the wanting to yawn. But it aggravates me, the very fact that Simone, if she was disappointed in her behavior, normally with disappointment comes changes. Her behavior It really hasn't changed. Dr. Simone she a piece of work. Yeah, she's a piece of work. Um, Jackie says in her confessional, that she said Simone's anger has become like concrete. And we all know that when anger becomes like concrete, it's insolvable. There's nothing you can do with. You can't dissolve concrete. Over time, water keeps dripping on a rock, it'll dissolve it. But child, I don't think that's gonna happen for Simone. The scene pans to Quad and her friends back at the pool. Quad speaks about how Dr. Simone was at Sweet Tea's YouTube channel discussing how Quad was going to pay her house off. I believe there was like a conversation. Sweet Tea said that I'm almost through helping pay off Quad's home. But my thing is, why did Sweet Tea think that was a flex? Because that really isn't a flex. You moved into another woman's home, although it's almost paid for. I still don't see it as a flex. That should have been used as a rental property. That man should have put you somewhere else in another home. But baby, you like it. I absolutely love it for you. They were discussing how Quad was going to pay for her house, and I thought that's kind of weird. But hey, Dr. Simone, do you? If Simone indeed is ashamed of her behavior, why does she continue to act this way? Why does she keep doing this if she's really ashamed of her behavior? Then it pans back over to King asking Quad. He said they're sitting in the confessional, and she's saying, she's sick of it. He said, "So are you sick of it?" And she was like, she looks at him like, "What?" And he says, "We're sick of watching it." And she goes, "Cut that. You cut that out." And I put, bingo, we are sick of watching this behavior between Dr. Simone and Quad. Is weird. I don't understand why Dr. Simone has such a hard on for Quad. All that yelling and screaming, this little girl. That's her and that overbite. Just, Dr. Simone has me blocked on the Twitters, baby, because I talked about her so bad on Twitter. Her behavior is obnoxious, and all that yelling and screaming is even worse. I can't do all that yelling over the tops. Girl, calm down. I cannot imagine what poor Cecil has to go through living with her. I cannot imagine it at all. You see, I feel like it always starts with somebody. It does. And the bad part is, like, why? What is the problem? We really don't have a concrete reason as to why Simone keeps doing this, but it's always Simone and somebody. Simone and Dr. Heavenly one season, well, a couple of seasons. Simone and Dr. Jackie. So does Simone just not have nothing to offer the show? If she doesn't, get her off the show. Who wants to keep seeing the drama? No, it's boring. Dr. Simone just loud and obnoxious. Quad doesn't even know she doesn't. She didn't know the concrete reason. I believe that Dr. Simone just apparently has nothing really going on. Her boys are adults. They don't live at home any longer. She's manufacturing some type of drama and beef. I really just think Dr. Simone is just over the top. Yeah, I'm with you, Symmetry. There we go. I think she starts the beef to keep her contract. I am totally we here. Because I totally believe that. I do not believe she has anything going on. Exactly. That's me, AD. She doesn't have anything going on. Because there's no reason for you to go from person to person to person, keeping up drama. But baby, let's get on into it because baby, Toya put on a whole act. But I know she wasn't drunk this episode, so I'm not sure why Toya wanted to keep up so much drama, but we haven't got there yet. Where we at? Quad said, she said, cut that part out about when King said that we sick of it, because we're sick of watching their drama. Angel says she wouldn't have invited her to a party either. She said, especially with that kind of energy that Simone was giving. And I totally agree that the energy was off. But Simone has a tendency to always give that type of energy. Even if she had been invited, even if Simone goes, she had 2 hours, you got to have makeup, you got to have hair. Girl, you're not doing all that much to your hair. You ain't doing all that much to your face. could throw on something you could have went on if you wanted to come. I'm sure Cecil would have loved to go because Cecil seems like he just get in where he fit in and has a great day. Toya, another one to get on my nerves. Oh my God, that's me, AD. When I tell you, Toya, when I say she worked my nerves this episode. Now, I guess I can take Toya or leave Toya, but Toya really does way too much. She always does just way too much. Um so um Angel said, oh, we talked about our night invite. Quad said in the group text that Simone said, "Happy birthday to Quad. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Fantastic day." Quad said she responded, "A good gift from you would be for you to help pay off my mortgage." And of course, it was messy and it was tacky. It's probably something Quad shouldn't have said, but I understand sometimes petty just gets the best of you. And she was just being petty. Exactly, Symmetry. Tori's being messy for sure. Um, Quad also said, told Simone, if you're up for it and not busy, you and Cecil can stop by. So she was inviting them to the party, but Quad also knew it was only a couple of hours before the party was going. I'm sure if the text hadn't come through, she wouldn't have sent it. And when she did see Simone at the Polo Classic, she said, "I hadn't talked to you." So that's why she didn't get invited. Everyone else got their invitation to Quad's party 2 weeks in advance, according to Dr. Jackie's confessional. When Dr. Jackie was sitting in there, they asked her, when did you get your invitation? When did Quad invite you or whatever? And Dr. Jackie was like, "Oh, that's none of your business. Oh, you're being such a messy question." But at the bottom it said that Jackie had received her invitation 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks before the party. I understood, Quad. You're hanging with my ops on YouTube talking about me and my finances. Symmetry. When I tell you, I totally agree with Quad, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I've always agreed with Quad. And I'm gonna tell you, people can call Quad the fraud, whatever they want to. These women have always gunned at Quad. Quad has always tried to fit into their circle. We have to remember, first episode, maybe halfway through or towards the end, when they go to Mariah Hulk's house for a party, um, Toya and at that time Carrie, I think Carrie's last name is Wells. Carrie Wells said that they were both housewives. Both their husbands are doctors, and of course, housewives. They said that Quiet wouldn't fit in. They said themselves Quiet would not fit in. She was ghetto, yada yada yada. So they already had their guns out for Quiet. I've always been on Quiet's side. I'm sorry. I've always felt like Quiet was the eyeball and they mistreated her because they felt like because they were physicians that they were so much better than she was. Dr. Jackie asked Simone, "Do you think that when you mentioned Quad and her mortgage when you were on the YouTube channel Sweet Tea, that was inappropriate?" Dr. Simone said that Quad had mentioned her name first in an interview. Then Simone said, "Don't ever mention my name, and I think I won't mention your name ever in an interview." But it pans over to something saying that someone asked Quad if there was someone from their show that would fit in on Traders, and she said it would be Dr. Simone. But who saw that? Because I hadn't seen that. Maybe some of you guys saw that interview. I didn't see the interview. So I thought it was kind of weird that she brought it up. Maybe she felt like the whole world saw it, but I never saw it up until she mentioned it. All Quad did was answering the question as to which one of her castmates would be good for Traders. She said Simone. Heck, she's always flip-flopping. I totally agree with you. I feel like if I had to sit up and I would think who would be good on Traders, I would probably pick Simone or Toya. Because Toya has a tendency to, flip-flop, get drunk, and do some weird stuff. But child, apparently Simone took offense to feeling like she'd be a great person for Traders. Dr. Simone said, "If you drag me, I'm going to drag you." Then she made this whack statement saying NASCAR should hire me. Maybe someone else got that, But child, it to me that was a weird response. That wasn't a read. That wasn't a comeback. Super weird. Even Dr. Jackie was like, okay, girl. The trader's comment happened before she made the comment about Quad. Simone said she could just empty the bag on Quad because she had all of this stuff that she knew about Quad, stuff previously. Does it matter though? Whatever you know, does any of it matter? You've already got out here and screamed. That's why you got your karma, and you proceeded to talk about her niece that drowned in her swimming pool. Girl, you need some psychological help. That's all I can say to you. Nothing in your head should tell you that that is cool to do. Anywho, anyway, Simone takes a bag of Cheesecake Factory bread that she has in a bag and dumps it on the table, saying that's what she could do to Quad. I thought that was whack too. Just like the NASCAR comment, the dumping the bread out on the table, super whack. Anywho, Eugene, we go pan over to Eugene and Toya. Eugene's returning home. He's wheeling the suitcase up to the front door. And guess what? The Harrises again have a new home. Beautiful house. I would say their house is absolutely gorgeous. And Toya says at this house that Eugene loves the new house. The house is beautiful. We can't say the house ain't pretty. Let's see. Okay, let me see where we're at. Simone needs to get somewhere. Girl, she needs to probably get off the show. Because I think she has ran her course. Cecil, I think Cecil's really good for the show. Simone is just a hothead. And I just by her being a hothead, she creates havoc where there doesn't have to be havoc. When you think back, when they told Mariah that they no longer wanted her on the show, Simone was the leading force with doing that. Last season, season before last, when they told Quad that they didn't want her on that wherever they went for their special tour, they sent her home. It was Simone again who led that charge. We got to really think about that. Let's not forget siding with Greg. Oh, definitely siding with Gregory out of spite. And what did Quad do to you to make you do that? Right? Absolutely nothing. Now Toya, she may have had a reason because Quad did get talk about her and her finances for a long time, but Quad was getting back at her because Toya said that she was living in an apartment when she was indeed living in a very nice was it a townhouse or was it a condo? It was beautiful, whichever one it was. Poor Eugene, he is going to work himself. He is that poor child. He every episode, and they say Toya makes a lot of money, but this man works a lot. But the price, the but the price B has to pay to have it working 2.5 hours away from home. I could never. One job is 2.5, the other one's 5 hours. So he's working two different jobs in different locations. Yeah, weird. Simone is always leading the force. Always. She's always been that one that led this group with whatever that she wanted them to do. Napa. Yes, in Napa where they were doing the wine tour, and she led the charge with telling Quad, we don't want you here. She led that mess, and I don't care what anybody says. Simone is she's just a mess. It's like he's trying to keep up with her Bravo finances. Yeah, or prove something. I'm not sure what it is. He has the education. He's super smart. And he's an ER doc. He had his background is ER, and so I'm sure he's somewhere doing emergency medicine in probably some of these small little rural spots. But yeah, I kind of feel bad for him. The gentleman was dealing with high blood pressure. He's lost a considerable amount of weight, whether it's probably maybe some GLP-1s, but he's lost a lot of weight, looking good. So I hope to God that his blood pressure, everything's under control. What I put, Eugene has been working either 5 or 2.5 hours away from home for the last 6 months. And Troy said Eugene could have a whole other family with the amount of time he's away from home. And I thought to myself, why would you throw that in the atmosphere? Why would you put out there, oh, my husband could have a whole other family? I don't know. Toya just be saying stuff. And I'd be like, girl, stop. I thought he did, but I don't. Who knows what happened to it? He had opened up He opened up a practice where they were doing like cosmetic stuff. He was doing several things, and maybe it's still going on, and he's just financing it with, I don't know. I don't know, because with the Harrises, you never get a complete story. You get chunks, bits and pieces. It's never a complete story. Toya asked the boys, Ashton and Avery, do they feel the difference when their father's away or when he's there? And Ashton was at the dish. He's like, nah, girl, we don't have no, it feel the same all the time. It feel the same all the time. You always around here yelling. Especially after the contestant accused Damon of having another. Exactly. There's no way I would put that out there. There's no way a wife should be saying that about her husband unless she wants the rumor mills to start. But we know Toya don't care. Toya is also the one who tried to shove a biscuit down Eugene's throat. I'll never forget that. Eat the biscuit, Mama Duke. Child. Yes, the boys be cooking. The boys be cooking and cleaning. The poor baby was trying to empty the trash, and trash fell out. Just doing way too much. Dr. Contessa, we pan over to Dr. Contessa, Dr. Scott. They're in the kitchen talking. Contessa's actually working. Scott's roaming around in the refrigerator. He doing all kinds of stuff. He said he was done and back at home from work at 2:30, and Contessa said that's what the wife's supposed to do. But Dr. Scott, honey, moving forward, the Metcalfs bought a building and they're renovating for their practice. As we saw that, I want to say we saw that a couple of seasons ago where they had bought the building, or was that last season? Because she was gone this season. So maybe that was last season where they bought the building, renovating, but apparently they still don't have it renovated. So I'm not sure where they're working at, but they actually are working in the same offices. They're working together. Yeah, give me 1 second. I got a call I got to take. All right, I'm back. Woo. Okay, so we're talking about the Metcalfs being in the kitchen. They bought a building, renovated it, doing their practice. But the building still isn't finished. Mind you, I think they've been in that building a couple of years, but he was saying that it's taking them longer to renovate it than they thought. Maybe they're in the building and practicing, but maybe part of it's still not finished. I'm not sure. While they were talking, there was a ring at the door. They received an invitation on a green artificial turf to Dr. Mimi's polo classic party. And then the decorate then it pans over to Quad, I believe. She got her invitation. She's walking, of course, to her Rolls Royce, and she's talking to Dr. Mimi on the phone. She's telling her about receiving the grass, and Dr. Mimi said something about it's supposed to be on the wall or a green wall, and she said it was laying on the ground. But nice invitation, nice touch. I really thought the Polo Classic was a great idea. So then we pan over to the Sanders. People are out there, they're decorating for the Polo Classic. And Dr. Mimi goes out, her and her husband. I think is his name Steve. I think his name is Steve. They go out and they start of course, approving the grounds and what's going on. And they have the drink windows for, you ring the bell. I think it was 3 different drink windows. You ring the bell and they bring the drinks to they serve you your drinks through the window. You don't really actually see the bartender. It's a touch. When we're in Italy, that was the one thing they have, what they call wine windows. So you ring the bell or you knock on the door. I think I didn't post a picture, but I'll post a picture of the window. You either knock on the door, they have a big door knocker, or you ring the bell and someone comes and they take your order. They have several different wines and they serve you your wine through the door. We did it while we were in Italy. Beautiful experience. It's just the fun of the nature of the fun. So they talk about all the decorations look nice. I love the chest, the big chest size pieces. Oh, okay, y'all. I gotta take this call. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. And so the decorations, like I said, were beautiful. The chess pieces, the big horse with all of the flowers and the adornments on it. I love the setup for the Polo Classic. So then we pan over to Dr. Simone and Cecil at their home. They're getting ready, of course, to go to the Polo Classic. They're talking. And then Toya comes in with her dress because apparently she's riding with them. Simone wants to see the dress. Why? Because girl, it ain't gonna help you dress no better. I was really surprised. Simone really had on a nice dress at the Polo Classic. I did take a picture of it, but I love the ties on the shoulders, the ties on the side. I did not like all of the rolls that you could see in the back, but the dress was pretty. I have to really give it to her. Normally, she doesn't do that well. She did very well with that dress. Whoever her stylist is, bravo. You did a good job on that one. Toya always dresses nice. Always dresses nice because Toya has nothing to do but shop and dress nice. So she was dressed nice, of course. Simone and Toya, Simone said that Toya had been kicking it with Quad, which I found very interesting, but I like it. I love, because I've always said that if Toya and Quad could put their differences aside and be friends, would be a force to be reckoned with because both of them, their wit is quick, and the two of them pretty much they're just alike almost. They have a lot of similarities. You said I was going to clown her if she had worn that hat. Girl, me too. Thank God the hat didn't come out. She looked beautiful. I would say the dress that Simone chose was a beautiful dress, and I'm gonna tell you, Simone ain't one of my favorites, but I think she had a nice outfit. Yes, I saw them hanging. Me too. So when I say I liked it, I love the fact that those two are beginning to have a camaraderie that is good. It looks like a good time. But apparently Simone is there to interrupt that, honey. We ain't gonna let nobody have no fun if Simone can't get none. I don't know what her problem is. Um, That's Simone said. She said you've been kicking it with quiet, so Toya started trying to go at her. She said it was a joke, and Toya said if you want to talk about quiet with me, no, I take that back. Let me rewind it. Toya said you got on. She backed it up. She said you got on YouTube with her her ex-husband's wife and talked about her. And then Simone said, "Oh, it was a joke." And she said, Toya said, if it was a joke, you should have called me and told me because I wouldn't have got on YouTube and put it said any of that on YouTube about quad. And you know what? I can appreciate Toya for saying that because it made me look at Toya in a different light. Although Toya's still missing, she's still gonna do her thing. I really think that her saying that was something that Simone should have registered. Simone is a physician. That should have registered in your mind. Hey, that was wrong. You need to really think about the things that you do or say. Simone works my largest nerve. Mine too, sad baby doll. Thanks for joining. Right. The very fact that Toya is the one telling you, hey girl, that's wrong. Did you not think about that before you did it? But Simone is one of those kind. I really don't think she thinks. I really don't think Simone thinks very well. I don't think Toya is going to be with the BS this season, other than her talking on Dr. Heavily. I don't know, because I'm gonna tell you something. Toya went from group to group to group to group trying to get some mess started at the Polo Classic. Girl, I don't know about that. Revenge was on her mind. She can't see back. I agree with that signature now. That is the truth. Simone only, but what are you getting revenge about? What are you mad about? No one, she did not bury your drawers. She didn't sleep with your husband. What are you mad about? I don't get it. I really don't get it. She sure did. Girl, she was going from group to group to group, just being messy. Toya is going to be. She is. That is. I think it's just in Toya, and she don't mean nothing about it. I think she's just trying to jumpstart the drama to get the show moving, which is kind of what Dr. Heavenly did. Dr. Heavenly knew what it takes to keep the show moving, and she said that. So I think a lot of what you see is them trying to manufacture the drama. Simone, I don't think any of her stuff is manufactured. I just think Simone's wacky. Eugene is likely not around much, which means she doesn't have much to talk about, right? Or talk to, other than the people that she played tennis with or whatever. I'm sure. So where was I at? They show where Toya talked about Curtis. Oh, so she goes, you want to talk about Toya? You want to talk about Quiet? You come talk to me. So this Simone mentions Curtis mentions, did Jackie jack you up? That's what he asked. Did Jackie jack you up? And so she was like, if you talking about I was just answering a question. I was just answering a question. And so they show where Toya was asked on Watch What's Happening Live by Andy Cohen if she thought that Curtis actually put his hands around Dr. Heavenly's waist. And Toya said that Curtis is always putting his hands around, he's put his hands around several of the women's waists, right? And so Cecil said, did Jackie check you about that though? And I thought that was hilarious because we know Jackie gonna check her. So then she says, Toya goes into her confessional and she said, Dr. Jackie went into the group message, I guess the whole collective of the Married to Medicine women went into the group chat and had a conversation with Toya one-on-one, but was checking her in. I thought that was hilarious because it's so Dr. Jackie and her passive aggressiveness. So she said Dr. Jackie sent some text messages to Toya in the group chat. Then Toya goes to talk about Dr. Heavenly's son being arrested, and Simone verifies that it was true, even though we know Dr. Heavenly got on live, said it wasn't true. We know it's true. Yeah, we all know. We all know it's true. He said even Stevie Wonder saw Curtis sit Toya in his lap. We saw that, but here's the kicker. If you watched it, Toya went on down because baby, he would have to fight me. He would have to fight because I would have been swinging. Toya willingly went on down. There was two people that should have been fighting. You shouldn't have been touching her and dragging her down. She shouldn't have went down. She should have been fighting. And then Eugene should have checked both of y'all. He should have checked Curtis first. He should have checked Curtis like a man should have, and then he should have pulled Toya to the side. But we already know Eugene can't do nothing with Toya, so yeah, that was a waste of time. So let's go on and go to the Polo Classic. So Dr. Jackie and Curtis, they arrived first, as always. Jackie is always gonna look beautiful. She is just a classy lady. I'm sorry. Dr. Jackie is just that woman. I think a lot of people put a lot of heaviness on Jackie that she does not deserve. Dr. Jackie is a one-woman show. She does not run Toya. She doesn't run Simone. She is her. She's always tried to remain even and not be the person to try to pick a side. Sometimes she does pick sides. We will say she does pick sides, but I believe, tries not to pick sides. Second to arrive would be Dr. Contessa and Dr. Scott. They arrived secondly. And Mimi asked Dr. Jackie and Dr. Contessa if they had seen the ladies. And Contessa responded that she has seen everybody at Quad's party except for Simone and Cecil. Then she proceeds to start discussing Quad with Dr. Jackie and with Dr. Mimi. Baby, when I tell you I love Dr. Jackie and Dr. Mimi, how they handled that. Dr. Mimi, she said, oh, she began to discuss the Quad, and she said the invitation but was being shady. When I tell you, Dr. Jackie, this is me saying this. I'm trying to read my notes, y'all. Sorry. When I tell you Dr. Jackie and Dr. Mimi didn't say a word. In fact, Dr. Mimi said, I plead the fifth. I love it. I think a lot of us in drama, in situations, when people start talking about our friends, we have got to start saying, I don't want to say anything about that, or that's not my room, my place to say. I have friends that tell me things, and I'm gonna tell you this now. Before I repeat it, I tell people I'm just not at liberty to tell you that. You should ask them. When people come to me and ask me things about my adult children, I tell them, perhaps you should ask them, because kids don't always want you to know their business and what they doing or what they got going on. Simply said, I actually like all the ladies, just not equally. Simone is at the bottom of the list. I agree. I like all the ladies as well. Simone, she off my list. I just can't get without it yelling she do, because it's a constant, yeah, girl, stop. It was very adult of them. I always tell people, that's not my story to tell. I even tell my husband that as well. Exactly. I do the same thing. When people come to me and they say, why didn't so-and-so come? Or where's so-and-so? Girl, perhaps you should call her and ask her, especially family members who love, because them folks that like to be messy. So when they come to be messy, say, maybe you ought to call them and ask them, because I'm not at liberty to tell you, what they have going on, because they didn't tell me to tell nobody. So Dr. Contessa said, she kept talking. She said since she had known Dr. Simone and Quad, they have been beefing, which is true, because they go back through a montage of them just, this little girl thinks she better than everybody else. I've never understood why Simone thought that, but child, that ain't my issue. Next to arrive was Dr. Simone, Cecil, and Toya, and the newbie Brandi, who is the nurse practitioner. She owns a med spa. We've already talked about that. And a friend of Dr. Simone. Brandi brought her husband as well, and his name is Shamar, Chamar. Simone says to Dr. Jackie, come off my playground. Anybody know what that means? Put it in the chat, because I have no idea what come off my playground means. She had mentioned something about a playground in the conversation earlier. It didn't stand out to me. It didn't make any sense, so I did not write it down. Dr. Jackie eventually got it. First, she looked at her. She was like, huh? She's like, come on my playground. She's like, oh. Okay. I don't really think Dr. Jackie got it. Dr. Jackie told Toya that Heavenly said Because Toya's going around saying, "Where's Dr. Heavenly? Where's she doesn't miss it? She doesn't miss any time. She's always here. In 12 seasons, she hasn't missed any events that she was invited to." And Dr. Jackie told Toya, she said, "Dr. Heavenly said it's none of your business." And Dr. Mimi co-signed it because she went to Mimi with the same thing. Where's Heavenly? Where's Heavenly? Where's Dr. Heavenly? And Dr. Mimi said, she told me that we would discuss it later. When I tell you those two women, baby, baby, what as the baby said, they clock it. They did it, baby. We're not going to sit here and help you gossip because you keeping the mess started. Somewhere along the way, we got to kill this and squash this mess. And they're not doing that. I always tell people, we already talked about that. Just the very sure fact that Toya thought that someone owed her an explanation. But as we know, Toya goes around acting like this all the time. She always feels as though she needs to know people's business for the very fact that she just needs something to talk about. I'm not sure why. Dr. Jackie told Toya to stop. No, Dr. Mimi told her, stop snooping around and go make you a drink. Go over there, girl, and do something with your life because you tripping. And then they pan over to Dr. Jackie, and Dr. Jackie mentions that Curtis's feelings was hurt because Toya said that he has touched several of the women. Toya was working the crowd, just trying to start something. That's what I put in my notes. She was just working. When I say she was even messing with the bartenders in the windows. She in the window asking what kind of tequila you got. What are you mixing with? Oh, give me some of that lemon. Just Toya was just doing way too much. I said Toya was working the crowd, trying to start something, but she was failing very bad. Dr. Jackie explains to Dr. Mimi what the issue was with Toya saying that Curtis had touched several of the women. Then Toya asked Dr. Jackie for an apology because she felt like Dr. Jackie owed her an apology because I guess Dr. Jackie got on to her for saying that, for sitting in Curtis's lap. But Jackie, you need to get on to Curtis for pulling her down. And then Eugene needs to get on to Toya for sitting on down. Because, baby, I would have been flipping over that couch. He wouldn't have been able to put me in his lap at all. Do you hear me? At all. Toya is a hot mess. Sad baby daughter. Toya is. But you know what? I think what makes it Toya even more so what she is because her husband is working out of town. When you don't have that constant companionship, or if you don't feel validated at home, or you don't feel like you're being validated as a wife, sometimes you do cause mess. If you see these YouTube streets, baby, when you're not being validated at home, the first thing you would do is start some mess out with other people because you're not happy. So misery loves company, and I'm sorry, but it's just a fact. You said Curtis and Toya. They both, that's what I said, they both are wrong because he pulled her down and she sat in his lap. Baby, the way I would have been kicking him, boy, your nuts would have been smashed because I would have kicked you. I would have been kicking you. There's no way he would have pulled me in his lap. LOL. We have talked about this. Exactly. Let's see, where were we at? Oh, okay. So Toya asking for the apology. She went on, I feel like you owe me an apology, Jackie. You owe me an apology, Jackie. And Jackie said, Toya's always asking for an apology. She said, Dr. Jake said, my name is not Eugenia, and neither is it Eugene. So that means she ain't getting no apology. She can go on about her business. Angel, Quad, and King arrive. Of course, we know Quad is always going to be fashionably late. They arrive at the Polo Classic. Quad greets everyone, and Dr. Simone is standing across the way, seething through her teeth because she sees Quad, and she starts mumbling to the new girl Brandi. Oh, there she is, thinking she's the best thing on earth, and I guess we'll go over and speak. Let me tell you something. If I felt that poorly about someone, there's no way I'd be running over to speak to you. Speak to you for what? What we got to talk about? That makes zero sense. You said my thing was, why were they talking about this old news? Exactly. How old was that? Was watch what's happening live? Where, oh, you know what? That happened this past summer, I believe, where the Curtis with his hand on Heavenly's hip, and then when she went on Watch What's Happening Live, he must have brought it up. It's just crazy. She's mad. She is mad the very fact that Quad wakes up in the morning and puts on clothes and shoes and still walks around here. Because we all know Quad is a fan favorite, and I really feel like Simone has an issue with that. I just do. Because at one point, if we think back, Simone and Cecil were like the favorite couple of the group. They were my favorite couple. Then all of a sudden, Simone started tripping. I remember a boat ride where she's yelling and screaming. Was she screaming at Heavenly? But I forgot they were on a boat. And it was her and Contessa, and they were going hit, and Scott stood up and he jumped in the middle of it. I thought he was gonna fight it for a minute. So I really believe somebody's got something going on. And maybe she's just unhappy. Yeah, it was not that long ago. Yeah. But Curtis pulled Toya on his lap. It was years ago. But when she went to watch what's happening live since the last season, and about the issue with Curtis touching heavily on her hip, and Andy asked her, about it, and that's why it's being rehashed, girl. Because I thought we had done dead in that a long time ago. Cecil actually, oh yeah, he loves Quad. He said that he likes her cooking. He likes Quad. And maybe that's why Simone's man. Who knows? Simone's only language is yellow. It is. But I tell you something too. So if you caught it, Simone said, "Who can get dressed in less than 2 hours? Hair, makeup, and butt pads." Did y'all hear that? I think we need that. May be some of what Simone's problem is. That body. Simone stays mad and she's always yelling. I think that body that Quad has, and the fact that she flunks her body. She gonna walk around in her 2-piece, and she gonna wear her tight clothes. Maybe that's something about Simone. I don't know, because we know Simone ain't shaped like that, but maybe that's what bothers her. Toya's harassing the people serving the drinks. I already told y'all that. She all in the window. Asking what kind of tequila they using. Dr. Jackie asked Brandi if her thyroid was enlarged. Y'all, when she asked her that, I went, no. Dr. Jackie, you are a professional woman. You got to know that's inappropriate. Oh my gosh. She's like, it's, she goes, oh, this is, Simone's introducing. This is Brandi. She's a nurse. She worked she's a nurse practitioner. She worked blah 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 blah. And she goes, really? You have an enlarged thyroid? I went, oh my God. Jackie, did you not learn from when you told the girl about the baby, girl? Come on. But Buffy's still mad. You over here asking lady about her thyroid. That lady's got a fat neck. She's got a fat neck. I didn't know that the thyroid makes the neck fat. Yes, a goiter makes your neck fat. It's actually a lump that's very pronounced. It's normally to one side. It's not normally the whole neck. Her whole neck was fat. But sometimes the goiter can be right in the center, but for the most part, it's normally center, but kind of sideways. I think that Dr. Jackie can be socially awkward. I totally agree with that. Baby, she proved it. Jackie doesn't know how to read the room at all. And she misread that room. When she said, I was like, oh no. Oh. We're going another Buffy moment. I put Lord Jackie, no. So then Toya walks up after she done got through harassing the bartenders. And she says, Simone, can I offer you some advice? What I tell you? Toya had went from person to person to person, just aggravating everybody. She said, can I offer you some advice? And so Toya yells out that Mimi was with her clique, right? Because Mimi goes back over and starts talking with Quad and all that. So Toya screams out, um, Mimi's with her clique. Just I was like, maybe by the end the Patron or the tequila has started working. I don't know. Because we do know Toya and tequila just they don't mix. She get loud. She start doing Toya be doing some stuff when she get a little buzz on her. So I don't know. Simone takes a vote and she walks up to all the group of the ladies and she says, I want to take a vote. I want to take a vote. Who would come to a party when given an invitation 2 hours before? And she said, I want you guys to show their hands. I don't think anybody showed their hands. I don't think anybody really cares. This is a Simone issue, Simone and Quad issue. The very fact that you were given the invitation 2 hours before it started was because Quad didn't really want you there. We're not going to keep beating this dead horse. It's dead. Horse is gone. Take it out to the barn and let's do what we do. Ash to ashes, dust to dust. Baby, because this is it. She didn't want you at a party. That plain, that simple. She didn't want you there. Get that in your head. You are not wanted. Moving forward. Dr. Mimi was working hard to keep everybody from dragging. She's like, no, she was like, they start talking and then someone mentioned a dragon. So Quad said, who's ready for a dragon? I'm ready for the dragon. And I was like, oh Lord, no dragon. And poor Dr. Mimi was like, no dragon at the classic. We're not doing any dragon, no dragon. She said, and Quad said, I'm ready to drag if Simone is interested. And we all know that Quad will drag Simone. Simone will never ever be able to outread Quad. Quad got that Memphis, Tennessee greed in her, baby. They're a different breed. I know that Simone is from Florida, but baby, she don't have that read like Quad, honey. Quad got the read. King and Cecil said they're both tired of hearing the mess that their ladies are keeping up. And that was pretty much the end of the show. The next episode looks like it's going to be fire. When I tell you, the first episode came in hot. But Married to Medicine always comes in hot. Every season for 12 seasons, they've given us a great season year after year after year. So I'm looking forward to the next episode of Married to Medicine. You guys, this has been good so far. You said tacky Toy. She definitely is tacky. It wasn't the first season where her and Mariah banging, falling in the pool, baby. That was a good season, child. So we've had some really good seasons from this cast. I'm glad that they added, shaking it up a little bit. You said it was a good episode. It's actually my Bravo favorite show. It's definitely one of mine. Because a lot of, be honest with you, when they start talking about certain things, I can relate, so I can understand more. But I really like Married to Medicine. Because I understand the dynamic of doctors. I understand the very fact that doctors feel like that they are superior. Not that they really are, but they feel that way because they're treated as like they're kings and queens. So it is, that is the thing. It's unfortunate that Simone feels like that Quad is some type of maybe I really don't know what Simone feels like. I don't know why she has this thing for Quad. And I really feel like, we say we're going to put something behind us. We have to put it behind us. But we all know that this is just a big stir pot. And in a few episodes, Dr. Simone's just gonna stir back the very fact that this little girl thinks she's better than this, and this little girl this, and this little. And why are you concerned about if Quad can pay for her house? Are you gonna pay for it if she defaults on her loan? I just don't get it. That's it. Even Contessa said it. Oh, to start talking about her finances and you hit Quad where it hurts. Are you gonna help Quad pay? I don't get it. But I will tell you this. When it came down to Contessa and Scott at their home, their little scene that they had was very small. But if my memory serves me correctly, Contessa and Scott are pretty boring. They're pretty boring. So I don't see them because they were gone for a while. I don't see them really moving um forward with this show for a super long period of time. I like Contessa. I think she's a beautiful lady. And I love watching the fact that her children have grown up in front of us, but I don't really see her being a strong um part of this show for much longer. I just don't see it. Um you said Me Too, Symmetry. It was mine too, Sad Baby Doll and Symmetry. I thought the show shows the human aspect of doctors. It definitely does. It definitely does. And I understand why they said that they have a very hard time casting this show because doctors don't really want to be seen in the human nature, because you may see the very fact that they like to drink a lot, or they like to smoke, or they do things that you may not see them doing otherwise. So I definitely understand, because doctors are a society all their own. That's that. um what you say? Simona's gotten in with everybody, with everybody. And now maybe I'm mistaken, but didn't Dr. Jackie retire last season? I think she did. I think she retired last season. I'm gonna look it up to verify it, but I really think she retired last season. Um, but that's about it. I enjoyed the episode. I'm ready for the next one. And we're gonna talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. I think I'm about 3 episodes behind. I was intending to do it um on Friday, and things just got super. It was Friday, Saturday, whatever day I was gonna do it. Things got super busy because I have a real life. And I didn't get a chance to get to it, but I think I may go ahead and try to catch up the last few episodes that I've missed since it's been back on. Do a review on those three, try to put them all together. I watched the last episode today, and I don't know. I'm gonna get you guys' view about the girls catching the sprinter to Bessemer. I really feel like that may have been a segue to something else that may be coming. But we're gonna check on it. All right. Because I just don't see them just going to Bessemer to see the food truck. I really believe there's something else behind it. So let's stay tuned to that. I don't like Tessa or Scott. I'm a true fan of Dr. Heavenly. She keeps me going through the pandemic. She kept me going through the pandemic. You know what? I love Dr. Heavenly, and I know that's weird. But I think Dr. Heavenly is a hoot. I really don't think she means anything she says. I think that's just who she is. She is a true Floridian. And just as I've said before, Floridians, baby, they got the quick wit. Most of them do. Simone's a little delayed, but Dr. Heavenly, she on it. Most Floridians that are native Floridians, born raised there, they be doing it. Dr. Heavenly she's a true account. You got Peach McIntyre. You got all those. I'm telling you, Floridians, their whole. If you ever go to Miami or go to Florida, Tampa, Orlando, baby, them people, they should be their own state. I mean, your own country. They shouldn't even be a state attached to America. They should just be their own country. Just push them off. Just take that little boot and push it off of the United States map. Put them over there by themselves. She reduced her hours, I think. Okay. See, I thought she retired. So she just reduced her hours. Yeah. Because Dr. Jackie's in her, I think she's like 66, 67. Let me see how old Dr. Jackie is. Dr. Jackie is 66 years old and looks absolutely amazing. You said I love her too. Yes. Dr. Heavenly is my favorite other than me. You're a nut. For Simone, right. Miss Quad. Then that's my girl. She got it. She got it. We have Lady B. She will fight. Exactly. Telling you, Floridians. All right, ladies. Thank you so much for joining my live. Thank you. ashes to ashes, and dust to dust. If no one told you today that they love you, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I hope you have a great night. Rest in the best rest you can have. Pray before you go to bed. Put you when your head hit the pillow. I hope that you get the rest that you need for your body to wake up refreshed in the morning. Y'all have a good night. Bye bye.